Merry Christmas, hold the mass. No swinging throwables, no clerical pass. Yeah, don't sing our hymns with that snowfall there. Keep it crazy Christmas, just no mass.
Well, everybody, it's back. It's time for day 3 of the 12 days of Restless. Pastor Michael, I just want to, we are here. We're going to talk about some media. We have a few media things coming up here on the 12 days of Restless. But today, what we're going to discuss, we're going to do something, I know what everyone likes to do over the holidays, which is curl up together and watch reviews of movies you're never going to see. Like, that's the only way I actually consume movies that are coming out now, is I watch YouTube channels of people review those movies, and I never ever see movies.
Then you just watch the same 10 movies that you've always liked.
That's right. I literally recently watched someone review there's an Avatar movie, right? So that movie is almost certain to make $1 billion.
Still watching these movies. I saw the first one and it was like, who's watching this stuff?
Well, the thing that's interesting about Avatar, here's my
here we go.
My cold take on Avatar.
Actually, it's good.
My ice cold take on the Avatar movies, right? This is the third one. Obviously, you didn't see the second one because but it still made more than $1 billion. Like, these come out every 10 years and make $1 billion.
That was cool. Like 10 years ago, $1 billion today. That's not even that much money. Let's be real. $1 billion at this stage of inflation. It's like, who cares?
That's right. And so this new one came out, and the review was like, visually stunning, but no one's really knowing what the story. It's like all of these are the same. Like, what's actually interesting about the Avatar movies is with the amount of money they make and money that like is put into them and everything, is that like somehow these movies, if you look at like top grossing movies, like these are on it for the last 20 years.
Yeah.
But they're the like only movies on it that everyone's like, the moment they saw it, to like, what was that movie? I don't know. I'm never watching it again. Like,
it was Pocahontas, everybody.
What's shocking, right?
That story. There's nothing interesting or new about it.
Well, I don't know.
People's tails touch each other. Like that's it, everybody.
The lack of cultural impact of those movies is actually what makes
that is actually really interesting. That the interesting thing about it is who's watching this.
Yeah. And so, shout out to you if you're out there seeing Avatar 3 Fire and something else. I don't know what it is. We don't care. But Pastor Michael, today we're here for your take, because Pastor Michael is still into millennial coded culture, everybody. It's superhero movies, baby.
I jump in every once in a while just to see how things are going. That's what I would say. So just recently, my wife and I got Disney Plus because we're about to go on a long road trip as a family for vacation. And so we got Disney Plus because you can download certain movies on the app, and then our kids can watch movies along the 20 hours of driving that we're going to have. And so it's super helpful. We did this a year ago and it was awesome. So we downloaded it. And when we do that, because we don't have it all year, we have it, for a month or two. And so it's like, well, what kind of movies, like what are the new things that they're putting out that we could watch? And so we watched a movie called Thunderbolts. Right. And it is like the reject. I think they call it the New Avengers. It's like the reject Avengers.
Shout out to Marvel. Shout out to Marvel
movie.
They're
still making them, everybody. They're still making them.
Shout out to millennial coded culture. Should we shout out to any other millennial things? Shout out to adulting. Shout out to liking GameCube games. Or shout out to burger restaurants.
GameCube's actually pretty sick still.
Shout out to Cold Brew.
I'm not gonna bash the cube.
I think it'd be a great addition of the 12 Days of Restless, and you and I just playing Super Monkey Ball 2 on GameCube. Pikmin,
Luigi's Mansion.
Dude.
Yeah, so I want to rant to somebody about this, and I probably, if you know me in real life, I've ranted to you about this and how stupid it was.
Here's what I know about Thunderbolts, everybody. So I'll catch up the audience a bit. Thunderbolts is the Suicide Squad of Marvel. So DC,
Yeah, that's probably a good way to put
right?
it.
They're anti-hero type people, and they're
the bad guys, the rejects.
Yeah.
Here's one interesting thing. Almost none of them have actual powers. They're just like fighting people. Like they just have like they're just regular people that don't mind, at least as the movie begins, they don't mind just killing people without a thought. Right? There's no question. In fact, it starts with all these people being trapped in a room where they're supposed to all be killed, and they kill one of them. And it's like, who cares? We don't care if we kill people. And so it sets them up as like, here's the bad guys, right? Like they're all kind of like gruff, and they can do whatever they want. They're they're kind of the bad boys, but most of them are girls. And then
shout out to millennial coded things. Shout out to The Office. Shout out to Anxiety.
Yeah,
here's my millennial things while you rant about this. That's gonna be my
shout out to movies where there was a real bad guy, by the way, where there was like a bad guy, and the point of the movie was we have to defeat the bad guy, because in this movie there is no bad guy. Now that's not completely true. There are like,
come on, there's got to be a corporation. There's got to be some.
There kind of is like there's like a political person, right? Like a senator or something like that that's running these back channel deals and all that, and doing secret experimentation on people to make this. Hey, by the way, spoilers. It shouldn't matter because you shouldn't watch it, but anyway.
So just so you know, from this moment on, Pastor Michael is going to guiltlessly spoil Thunderbolts. So I'm going to
tell you the very end of the movie, and you will not believe I'm telling the truth.
I'm going to give
you will think that I'm making this up, Matt.
I'm going to give people 2 more Millennial Core shout outs before they leave. Shout out to owning a Nalgene bottle. Shout out to student loans. And so just in case that was what you were here for, now, Pastor Michael, go spoil away Thunderbolts on Disney Plus now, not a sponsor.
Oh, man. So the story sets up, they're all the bad guys, right? They're the rejects. They should be killed. And then they all work together, and they start working together as a team, but it's kind of a team that doesn't really work together, right?
Oh, yeah.
But at one point they find, right from the beginning, they find this guy who is, you find out, he's been some part of this experimentation to create this new superhero that's like all the Avengers in one.
Oh, yeah.
But he clearly has psychological problems.
Oh.
And so they make him this character that's like really soft. And from the beginning, the really like, tough lady that kills a lot of people is like, I'm going to take care of him. I'm going to do everything I can to take care of this like sweet, innocent, messed up boy. And it's a man, by the way. I say boy, but that's because that's how they portray it. So as the movie progresses, what ends up happening is you find out this guy has been given all of these powers. He's going to be the new superhero, and he's going to have, the best powers possible. But the lady who created him has a kill switch where she can just kill him. So at one point, he kind of turns on her. I'm jumping way ahead, by the way. I'm not going to walk you through the whole movie. It doesn't matter. Who cares? What matters is this. Near the end, they try to kill him. He kind of turns on the lady that made him, and somebody pushes the kill switch that's supposed to kill him. And he falls over like he's dead, but then he turns all black. And you've gotten, little images of this throughout time. When he would touch somebody, they would instantly remember like the most traumatic point of their life. It would be like they're back in like a waking dream where it's the worst moment of their life. Like the actual, like here's real trauma that they endure. Okay.
Yeah.
Remember, by the way, these are all people who just willy-nilly kill people whenever they want, and they don't care. But evidently all of a sudden, they're like really worried about like, remember that time my dad yelled at me? Remember that time I wasn't really watching my baby and my wife got mad at me and then she left me? And it's like, man, I face really bad trauma.
Right.
So then, hey, what about the families of the people you just killed? Like the movie starts with them just killing people. however they want. And it's like, nobody cares, right? So this guy turns into this like black shadow creature thing.
Dang.
And then he comes back like he's not dead. They couldn't kill him. They just turned him into this nightmare creature. And he starts to fill the whole of the city into shadow. And when he like touches people with his shadow, they instantly disappear into the shadow.
Oh.
And instead of, just being like, hey, I guess we got to kill this thing, which is the right response, by the way. We got to find a way to kill it. The main character is like, I still feel bad for him. I have to save him. And so what she does, Matt, is she goes into the darkness. She goes into the shadow. And what you find out is what she's really doing is she's going into his trauma.
Oh, yeah.
And she goes in, and first she re-experiences her own trauma. But then as she breaks through the walls in her trauma, she finds this, this guy who's hiding inside, and he's this like psychologically a mess kind of guy. And his parents were always shouting at each other and stuff like that. And so that tells you why, it makes sense that he's become this shadow creature that's destroying a city.
Yeah, dude,
man, doesn't that make sense now? Aren't you starting to empathize with him already? You know what? I get why you're destroying all of life. It's totally fine.
Dude, this
because you had a tough childhood.
What you're
now,
again?
I know you want to.
Well, I'm just saying you're describing the most HR millennial coded ending of a thing ever.
So much worse, Matt.
Oh boy!
I'm not making this up. You think you're listening to this and you're gonna think this is a parody. You're making a joke. I'm telling you exactly what happens at the very end. What happens inside of his trauma? You have the deep dark part of him, and then you have the regular part of him, right? The part of him that's all nice and sweet. And they're like, oh, he has to go and defeat the black part of him. He has to fight him. And so he goes and he starts beating up the like nightmare all black creature part of him. But as he's doing that, as he's fighting him, they realize it's getting worse. No, that's not how you do it. It's making it worse. So here's how they fix it, Matt. This is literally how the superhero movie resolves. I'm not making this up. A superhero movie. Remember those movies where it was like, hey, there's a big bad guy and there's a good guy, and the good guy's going to go defeat the bad guy.
Shout out Harry Potter, millennial coded.
I love the millennial shout outs. Here's what happens. All of the reject superheroes who, by the way, have no problem willy-nilly killing people, they all fight their way to him, and they give him a group hug, and they say, you're not alone. And then he stops being the black shadow creature, and everybody is saved. I'm not making that up. They defeat the villain with a group hug and say, you're not alone. And then it's like, oh, then the nightmare creature just goes away.
Yeah.
And it's not even like, hey, remember that evil politician lady that made this thing and then tried to kill him, and she's really responsible. It's like, hey, we need to get rid of her. No, it's like, actually, we're just going to tell her we have one up on you now. So you now kind of answer to us.
We control.
There's no bad guy. In other words, it ends. There's no bad guy. There's no real villain, except maybe that you haven't accepted something about yourself. And you need to realize, Matt, that you're not alone. There are other people that are a complete psychological mess and have their own trauma, and they have no problem killing other people. But as long as you get together and you're not alone, then everything is safe.
Right. Yeah, your found family, your toxic empathy family.
Oh my goodness. It was so nuts. Watching it, I was like, I cannot believe they're starting to move toward him to grab onto this guy. And I'm like, they're not going to end it in a group hug. Obviously, they're not going to do that. And they're literally like, we need to end this in a group hug. You're not alone. Boom. Everybody's saved, everybody. Isn't this, everybody just needs counseling, Matt. Everybody just needs to learn how to be accepting of themselves and be accepted in the group. And then all of the evil nightmare things that they do to other people just go away.
This is what is, this is the trap superhero movies are in. and it all what you're describing says something about us, right? Shout out to craft beers and IPAs. But there is the like bind superhero movies are in is like what they're trying to get away from is the like, I mean, to be fair, like I actually don't really ever want to watch another CGI fight again. Like I don't care. I can't imagine caring. And I, by the way, I like, I have superhero stuff. I was fairly like, on board with that thing. Obviously I think the Hollywood system pretty much ended with Avengers Endgame. But right, that you're actually reminding me of a review I watched for Captain America Brave New World, a movie that maybe you will watch, but it ends.
Actually, I think we did watch. Is that the newest, like,
it's the like Red
Captain
Hulk.
America? Red Hulk. We literally also watched that, Matt.
Of course you did, dude, because Pastor Michael is the most millennial coded BuzzFeed quizzes, just everything, knowing his
which character are you? I just want to find out which Marvel character am I.
And but right, that ends right. Again, it's what's instructive is right. How do they avert the crisis of the Hulk in that movie? He talks him down.
Yep. He's
able to be like, no, you Red Hulk, you can reconnect with your daughter, Harrison Ford, who does not want to be here. The production of that movie, again, in my opinion, is the most interesting about it. They had to reshoot that thing like 3 times because pretty clearly at one point there was going to be a Trump-like figure who was a villain. So like there's all this interesting backstory to it.
Yeah, there's definitely some of that. Hey, by the way, there's a show that like leads into that movie. And I don't know what these things are called, right? I just watch them some with my wife. We make fun of them and we move on. So we watched the show and it was actually, there were a lot of interesting, enjoyable parts of it.
Sure.
But literally that show, again, sorry, I don't know. It's like the Winter Soldier and Captain America, or the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, something like that.
Okay.
Actually pretty interesting, kind of fun, right? Now you're not watching this because you're like, this is going to be the greatest thing I'll ever watch in my life. You're watching it because it's like, dude, I'm so tired. I just want to put on something kind of fun and mindless. But it was actually, there were a lot of parts we found interesting. The characters could be kind of interesting. But that too literally ends with this big, long speech by the main character that becomes Captain America at the end, before the movie then. And it's basically, he literally says at one point, like, yeah, I'm glad that I don't actually understand the situation because that gives me a better hold on what we should do. That's sure. Like his big speech is, you're right. I don't get the problem involved in all of this. I don't understand, the numbers or any of the details, right. But that's why you should listen to me,
sure, instead
of making the decisions you are for the world.
Right. And so what's fascinating about this is because the bind that the superhero movie makers are in is they want to tell a story that doesn't just end with CGI blob fighting other CGI blob things. And so then the question becomes, how do we resolve it? And what you're saying, which is fascinating, is it's actually the way we solve things now is therapy language.
Yep.
Like 100%. That's like, right. That is the only other kind of conflict we can imagine attempting to solve.
Just wait, everybody. Don't fight them. I've been reading this book by Brene Brown, and I'm telling you, all we have to do is enter into their trauma, and it's going to solve the world's problems. And honestly, so here's what I thought at the end. My wife and I were talking about this after watching this Thunderbolts movie. It's like it literally is the natural way that a mother looks at her children.
Yeah.
Run completely amok and without a father involved, where it's just like, no, I just have to accept and love and affirm and just like, love this person. And that solves all problems. Mm-hmm. That works great, by the way, when you have a 5-year-old who's having trouble and you just wrap your arms around them and say, hey, I love you, right? You're not alone. I'm with you, right? I'm here for you. The problem is when you try to apply that to, there are monsters causing trauma and destroying the world. Well, what if we just hear me out. What if we just tell them we accept them and we just give them a group hug, Matt?
Right.
What about that? What would that do? And it ended and I was like, no, you need a dad to show up and be like, hey, maybe we should shoot the nightmare monster.
Right.
Right. We should just shoot that thing and kill it. That's what you do with nightmare monsters. Okay. You don't, but I think the point that you're making is it's actually more so this, the people that write this stuff have no other frame or mode. They're not interesting people. They have no way to see the world outside of that one therapeutic bent. And so everything has to become that. Here's the thing with superhero movies. They're never going to be the best movie ever. I don't care how much you thought the, Avengers Endgame was so cool. It brought everybody together. It was still silly. It was still a superhero movie. It was fun. I saw it in a theater. I thought that was fun. Glad I don't have to watch any more of these ever again.
And
here I am watching more. But that's the thing. That's what a superhero movie is. Okay. Like that's what it is. But if you think, hey, I have to take every genre and I have to fit it into the mold of pure toxic empathy, I have to turn it all into this therapeutic language. It's not even to say that you can't do interesting things. There was actually points of this movie that we thought that's actually kind of interesting. That's an interesting character development. There were things about it that weren't horrible, but across the board, it was gross to watch people see a nightmare creature destroying the world and say, I bet he needs a group hug.
God rest you, merry gentlemen. Let nothing weigh you down.
Oh man, this is good. Tomorrow we're gonna do another movie because it's that time of year, and so we will catch you all tomorrow.